Welcome to the Women of Kriya Yoga Living in Joy podcast, a gathering place for women walking the spiritual path. Here we share stories, teachings, and reflections rooted in the timeless practices of Kriya Yoga. These conversations are an offering from the Women's Ministry of Kriya Yoga International, inviting you to rest in stillness, awaken your inner light, and connect with a community of women to support one another in living in joy. Our host is Mary Dale Ma, a devoted disciple of Paramahamsa Yogananda, whose boundless love guided her to the feet of her beloved Guruji, Paramahamsa Pragyanananda, within the sacred lineage of the Kriya Yoga International Masters. A seasoned yoga teacher and mentor for more than 40 years, she's trained in the Krishnamacharya tradition and founded the Param Yoga Healing Arts Center in California. Through her teaching and mentorship, Mary Dale supports seekers in awakening their highest potential and cultivating love, compassion, and equanimity through consistent practice. In this episode, we are talking with Swami Atmatattwananda Giri, one of our beloved Kriya Yoga monks located in Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal in India. With her vast experience as a CEO of a management consultancy firm, advising top organizations and training thousands of professionals, she now continues her life's work as a monk, bringing profound wisdom and authority to the spiritual path.
Om, and welcome to the Women of Kriya Yoga Living in Joy podcast. I'm your host, Mary Dale, and this podcast was born from a wish to honor and uplift the voices of women walking the sacred path of Kriya Yoga. In this episode, we'll hear from an inspiring guest who will open her heart and share her story, her blessings, challenges, practices, and the wisdom that has guided her along the way. Together, we'll reflect on how the teachings of Kriya Yoga help us to cultivate love, equanimity, and joy in the midst of daily life. Whether you're discovering this path or have been devoted to it for many years, my hope is that these conversations will nourish a spirit of love, deepen your practice, and remind you of the joy that is your birthright. Thank you for being here in this present moment, a new beginning, where we celebrate the divine light shining through the women on the path of Kriya Yoga and awaken to what is truly means to live in a joyous life. Now, before I introduce our wonderful guest today, it's the morning for me and it's the evening for her. I'd like to invite you to take a moment to fully arrive in this sacred space, whatever time zone you happen to be in. I know it took effort for you to be here, and now your loving tension is all that's needed to receive the gift of the moment. So please silence your phone and allow yourself the grace of being undisturbed for the next little while. Sit comfortably, and if you wish, you can close your eyes and begin to rest in the sweetness of your breath. Feel yourself softening into calm. Father, Mother, with reverence, we bow at the feet of our beloved masters, our Param Guru Paramahansa Yogananda, our beloved Gurudev Paramahansa Hariharananda, and our spiritual leader, our beloved Guruji Paramahansa Pragyanananda, as well as the great lineage of Kriya masters past, present, and beyond. To them, we offer our gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this platform, this connection, and this opportunity to honor the voices of women of Kriya Yoga near and far. May these shared stories deepen our relationship in our shared path, uplift women everywhere, and bless all who listen. Humbly bowing at your precious feet, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Amen. It is our great blessing and pleasure to welcome a very special guest who is in India as we speak, a new monastic in the Kriya Yoga tradition, Swami Atmatattwananda Giri. Choosing the monastic path is a profound act of devotion and surrender, guided by love for God and Guru. It's both a sacred calling and a life of service, discipline, and joy. We're honored to hear Swamiji's story today, perhaps her challenges and her blessings on this new chapter of her spiritual journey. Welcome, Swamiji. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
Thank you.
happy to be with you.
Jai Guru. Jai Guru.
And Swamiji, your monastic name, can you say it for us, please?
Atmatattwananda Giri.
It is so beautiful. And I'm sure that our listeners would very much appreciate knowing what does it mean?
Atma, is the soul. Tattva is the knowledge of the soul. So Atma Tattvananda is somebody who is seeking knowledge of the soul.
Oh, how beautiful. That is just beautiful. And when Guruji gave you this name, how did it impact you?
I was overwhelmed because this is what is the objective for me to choose the path, to know the self. And my name itself had my path of worship and meditation in it. So I was overwhelmed.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You know, he seems to know everything, doesn't he?
It came as a blessing from Sri Guruji.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Jai Guru. Well, Swamiji, can you share a little bit about your journey? What first drew you perhaps to Kriya Yoga and eventually to the monastic path?
Uh, as you have very rightly said, that I am a new entrant to the monkhood life. It's very recent past that I have started my journey as a monk. Yes, of course, in my pre-monastic life, there was the spiritual inclination in me, because of which I chose the path of coming and taking initiation of Kriya Yoga. So that goes back to my childhood in a way. Since my childhood, I was always attracted to spirituality, to spiritual environment, to spiritual practices, to the pujas, the altar worships which my mother used to do. I always had an attraction for these things, but that time never did I know that this is actually indicating something which lies way ahead in my life. So this way things went on passing. I used to stay in another state that time, that was Madhya Pradesh. So in the vacations, summer vacations, we used to visit West Bengal, Kolkata, which happens to be our hometown. And whenever we came here, my greatest attraction would be to visit the Belur Mutt, the headquarters of Ramakrishna Mission, and be there and feel the ambience. As a child, I never understood what I liked, but I just liked being there. I just liked being there. So this way, my journey went on, and my parents understood that I had some inclination. So when I was pretty grown up, I have started working. I was in Kolkata. One day, suddenly, we used to stay at a place just across the road was Ramakrishna Mission Center. And suddenly my father came back with the news that initiation is going to happen in the next 2 days. So whether I was ready to take that. So I was again overwhelmed that it has just come to my doorstep, the opportunity. So I immediately said a yes to it. I went and took my initiation, and I was blessed by my Gurudev, Swami Atmatattwananda Giri, the 13th president of Ramakrishna Mission Order. After that, I had been practicing the path of devotion, which my Gurudev, Swami Atmatattwananda Giri, taught me. But I was not feeling fulfilled. I was searching something else. What it was, I didn't know. Uh, then slowly in during my meditations or during my practice of the process which my Gurudev taught me, I always had this in mind, that what is it that I was searching. So that time, a very well-known acquaintance who has been for a very long time a spiritual practitioner, a person of wisdom, I was sharing my feeling with that person, and that gentleman was kind enough to give a sincere hearing to my questions. And he spoke to me about Kriya Yoga, though he was not one of the Kriya Yogis, but he spoke to me about Kriya Yoga. Then I heard something about Lahiri Mahashoy from him. I heard about autobiography of a yogi, and incidentally, he had the book. He shared the book with me. I read through the book. I understood that it was very interesting, but I really did not have any clue how to get into this practice. Again, the same gentleman one day told me that there is a ashram at Puri, Barighai, Hariharananda Gurukulam, and it was near to Guru Purnima when this discussion was on. And he was telling me that initiation is going to happen on Kriya Yoga during the Guru Purnima. If you wish, you can go there. So I did think twice. It was the year 2004, uh, in the month of July when Guru Purnima was there. So I rushed to Hariharananda Gurukulam, didn't know anything about how to approach, what to do, what is going to happen. So I eagerly waited in front of Guruji's cottage. Those were the days when Guruji Shuddhananda Baba used to stay in the Adi Kutir. Brahmananda Baba was there. They used to stay in the Adi Kutir. So once Guruji came out, all three of them came out, in fact, of the Adi Kutir, I went and put my question that I have come to Balighai to get initiated in Kriya Yoga, but I have a question, Guruji. Then he told me, what is your question? I asked Guruji, Guruji, I won't say that I am not satisfied with my initiation which I had from Swami Ranganathanandaji, but I want to do something more. So that's which I felt that Kriya Yoga will help me, but I do not want to change my Ishta mantra. Guruji said that that is not needed. Uh, Having your Ishta mantra, you can get initiated in Kriya Yoga. So that way, holding the hands of Sri Guruji, it started. I got initiated in Kriya Yoga, and it was very interesting for me to know the techniques slowly, how you get prepared yourself for the meditation through the techniques itself. And the techniques, each and every technique itself is a meditation process. So I was overwhelmed. Probably I felt that this is what I was searching for, probably. So that's how I entered into Kriya Yoga.
What a wonderful story, Ma. And I think for the sake of our listeners, can you explain what the Ishta mantra is?
Actually, when we take initiation, that time each one of us is given a mantra. This mantra is basically related to the deity or the divine form or the divine aspect on whom I, as my soul, depend more on. So we are asked that which is the divine form who you love more or who you relate to more. And based on that, we are given a mantra. It is called, every divine form has got a Bij mantra. So we are given that Bij mantra, which we go on chanting every day and night. So whenever in Kriya Yoga also, we are saying that go to Sahasrar, love. So that is the point where we utter this Ishta mantra. So like we can do Om, we can just express our gratitude to the divine. Same way we can utter our Ishta mantra also.
Well, thank you. And I think it's important for people seeking a path of spirituality when they approach Kriya to know that Kriya dovetails beautifully with whatever your current path is. And that the mantra that we share generally in initiation is Om, but your personal mantra can serve you for the rest of your life, no problem.
Yeah.
It's just a remarkable path, and your story is so great. And this was in 2004.
In
Okay,
2004, right?
that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Great. So you were quite a young woman.
yeah.
And according to your beautiful resume, you're extremely well educated and capable. And I was reading it carefully. Were you an actual quote unquote engineer? Would that be your overall profession, or is that incorrect?
I am not an engineer. I am a student of mathematics and management.
And
But
management. Okay.
yes, but I work in areas of engineers undoubtedly, because the area which I work with is primarily productivity and quality in industry as well as in education.
Excellent. So when you approached the monastic path, how long did it take you to actually make the decision that you would like to become a monastic? And did you have like an aha moment when it happened to you? Did you have to wrestle with giving up your career and a layperson's life? Or was it something that over time you began to feel more and more of a draw, a magnetism to?
To put it in the right way, I must say that the way my life was designed by the Almighty, by my destiny, probably this was there at some junction of my life's path, and hence my life was designed that way. By design, what I mean is that I was not entangled in a family life. I had my parents with me. And from my very childhood, whenever, like we ask a child that, what do you want to be when you grow up? So whosoever asked me this question, I pretty well remember my answer was, I want to be financially independent. I want to take care of my parents. This was my only vision of life. And I'm so thankful to God that this absolutely happened in a very nice way. And I got the fullest opportunity of serving my parents, being with them every moment of their old age, every moment of their old age sufferings, taking care of them, as well as practicing my professional life simultaneously. So, all this was going on for a very long time. And things ended in the year 2021 when my father finally started his journey to the next world. And then I felt that, yes, this is the time. Now, this task is over. My task in the materialistic world is now over. So now I need to shift my role. I mean, the methodology in which I'm leading my life. So, and what that would be, of course, that would be monastic life. So it was already decided internally, it was already decided. But only thing was, I was finding for the right opportunity, or I won't say I was finding, I was waiting for the opportunity. And there was a little thing which was pulling me back to this world. That was a responsibility which my father had bestowed me with, of squaring off the small apartment which he owned here in Kolkata. And as we are two sisters, my responsibility was to square it off and give the dues to my sister so that things are settled down, even my afterlife of my father. So that very responsibility was not getting completed. I was trying heart and soul. I was trying very much, but it was not getting completed. Suddenly, everything, like, Prachi Parikrama happens in the month of February this year. I mean, in the year 2025. So every year I go to Prachi Parikrama. I stay there up to Shivratri and then return back. This year also my tickets were booked for the Prachi Parikrama. So I thought another year I'll be just going and coming back by doing the parikrama and continue this way till this responsibility bestowed by my father on me is fulfilled. Suddenly on 31st of January, a gentleman approached me that I want to buy your property. And 10th of February, it was registered and everything was completed. My sister's share transferred, everything happened. Means so, that entire responsibility got completed within a 10 days window. And 15th of February was my ticket booked, and I left Kolkata. After attending Guruji's talk at IIT Kharagpur, then satsang at Bishundipur, I continued my journey to Balighai. There we did Prachi Parikrama. And during that course, I came to know that there is monk initiation going to happen on 26th of February. So I was really, very much excited. So is this the time then? But I never spelt it out myself, but I was just wanting some signal to come to me, some signal to come to me. And Divya Sarupanandaji, the secretary of Pragyana Mission, he was talking to me one day standing, and he was talking about the monkhood initiation. So I was just discussing with Baba that, Baba, are we allowed to see the entire process of monk initiation and all? Then yes, this and that. Then he asked, are you interested? So I immediately took up you know, that hint which I was looking for. I took this up as hint and I said yes. So that was the yes, and it happened.
Boy, that's
Uh,
really the invisible hand of God working the
yes,
miraculous in your life. In
yeah,
30 days, basically, your whole life changed.
yes, yes,
Amazing. And the timing of that, Swamiji, look at that. You already had your tickets.
yes,
And little did you know where those tickets were going to take you.
yeah, exactly.
It's just a very beautiful, very beautiful. And now, how has your understanding of devotion and surrender deepened since embracing the monastic path? Do you feel a shift?
Yes, I do. I do. Uh, I must say that after embracing this path, one thing that has happened, uh, perseverance, patience, the practice of leaving everything to God and gurus, accepting everything as it comes. These things which we have read in scriptures, we have heard so many times in the satsangs, uh, we were putting effort to practice it. I was putting effort to practice it in my pre-monastic life. But what I observe is that there is a deep hold hold within attitude which has grown within me. And what may come, whatever is the circumstance, because circumstances will go on coming as it used to come earlier also. They are going on coming. In fact, they come up in a newer way because my life has now changed. But internally, somewhere that strength is there. That is what I feel after taking up this path. And I'm always rooted, so I do not get emotionally perturbed, or anger, which was one of my bigger problems in the pre-monastic life. I think all those things have calmed down to a great extent, and there is a calmness which I have achieved after this change in my life, in the monastic life.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And I think to help our listeners get to know your life a little bit better as a new monastic, can you share with us what a typical day for you looks like and how you do your daily practices and how they sustain you?
A typical day starts, of course, early morning, uh, waking up, getting freshened up, doing the sadhana. The basic anchor of my days is my sadhana. Basic anchoring of my days is the sadhana. So that is the priority. And along with sadhana, reading of the scriptures, I very interestingly read the scriptures. I try to understand the concepts which are detailed there. It's very scientific, I find. So I try to go deep into the scriptures. It's very difficult, but that is one practice which I am trying to put myself into rigorously. And yes, my exercises, being physically fit is very important. So that is also a very uh, mandatory part of my daily routine. And by exercises, I mean walking as well as some routine exercises, whichever is comfortable for me. I practice. And of course, the ashram work. Like there is a very big program which is coming up in the month of November, a public program. So there's a lot of work which needs to be done for organizing the program. So all that work, then routine activities of the ashram has been uh, taken up very recently. So there are a lot of tax matters, legal matters which are still pending. So continuing. So the day part I spent with these works, coordinating with people, coordinating with the Kriya ones, planning how things would work out in the program. The morning part, primarily, I devote to my sadhana and my pujas. I love doing puja. So, I devote my time to that, reading of the scriptures. The daytime, I devote in the entire work. Evening time, I devote some time to my exercises, and then again back to my sadhana. Then listening to some of the videos of Sri Guruji, the lectures which is giving in and around the world. A lot of things we can learn from those lectures, and also listening to Gurudev's videos. Those are there, published. So this is how things continue.
Beautiful. That's wonderful to hear that your whole life is grounded in sadhana. And for our listeners that aren't familiar with that term, that is practice. And we know that practice is the foundation of our spiritual life, whether we are lay people or monastics. And you also mentioned something that I think is important, and that is that Kriya Yoga is a science based on scripture.
Yeah,
And I
indeed.
think personally, my humble opinion is that Gurudev, Hariharananda's book, The Science of Kriya Yoga, is astounding in everything that it covers, introduces, and kind of drills home for us. So
Right.
thank you for bringing up that point. And would you share, Swamiji, if you feel like it, what you would encourage our listeners to study?
When it comes to encouraging, first of all, yes, the life of the Guru Parampara. Our Sri Guruji has written books on all of them. Lahiri Mahasaya, Swami Yukteswar Giri, and of course, autobiography of a yogi that most of the Kriya yogis have gone through it. And specifically, uh, Gurudev's books on Kriya Yoga.
Yes.
Guru, those actually give lot of clarity on our practice, on how we feel, and gives us answer to lot of our queries regarding what technique is meant for what. So Gurudev's books are very educating and eye openers for the new entrants in this path. So these are the books which, as beginners, people may like to, I mean, may get benefited by reading. That's how I
Oh,
would like
thank you.
to put it.
Thank you. Those are all very good examples, and I hope that our listeners will take advantage of those. And just as a little aside, Guruji is such a prolific writer. He spends his life as a wordsmith, leaving behind these gems of wisdom for us in over 100 books now, and on our YouTube channel endless videos, which you also alluded to, that are they're so modern and up to date and profound. And he has a way as a storyteller to take deep ancient truths and weave them into anecdotes and personal stories and many different ways over and over and over of getting through our thick skulls so we can understand. And I'm so appreciative of that. And
Yeah.
now, Swamiji, if you would, what role do you feel women monastics play in carrying forward the Kriya tradition today?
It's, I would not say only women monastics. Yes, as monastics, one thing which we play a role of giving the female in the society a direction, not to take up monastic life, but you know how to lead a spiritual life. Spiritual life does not mean just going to a temple, just doing some pujas, and then coming back and forgetting and getting into the mess of the mundane world. That is not spirituality. Spirituality is also not something for which you need to leave everything what you are supposed to do as a householder or as a working woman, and then only you can practice spirituality. It is not so. Spirituality is a way of leading your life. How you can lead your life in a peaceful manner, in spite of staying in the hustle bustle of the entire materialistic activities that you are going passing through. Then too you can be spiritual minded, and for that what all you can do, how you can lead your life, how can you can control your emotions. These are certain things for which the monastics, as monastics, we can set examples, we can guide the women of the society. So, uh, like, I come from a corporate background, undoubtedly. So, I have experienced, I am experiencing this life, and I have experienced my previous life also. In the previous life, I was a normal person of materialistic world who was leading my life in a spiritual way. So that is what is needed. That is needed. Otherwise, At some point of time, when time passes by, we really feel that we have done nothing in the entire life. We should not feel lost at that particular time, the moment where we are ending things. We should feel fulfilled at that moment. So feel to get this feeling of fulfillment when I am ending my life, it's very much necessary to lead my normal life also in a spiritual manner. So what that procedure would be, what would be that process, that is something which we can inculcate among the women of the society.
Those were beautiful pearls that you shared with us. And I think as I listened to you, it became self evident that putting God first is the foundation of living a spiritual life. And as we are taught in Kriya, to remember our breath and know that God is breathing us. And if
Yes.
we can do that, then that brings an element of awakeness, if you will, and really paying attention in every breath to life unfolding and seeing God everywhere. And you've
Yeah.
really accomplished that and have shared your story in such a beautiful manner. If if a woman approached you or um, you saw a woman who kind of indicated her love of God on a different level and was thinking about becoming a monastic, is there any kind of wisdom that you would share, any encouragement? What would you tell her?
First thing that I would like to tell her that getting into a monastic life should be a very well thought of decision. It should not be an impulsive decision because if we are carried away by emotions and suddenly jump into this decision, then later on we might not be able to sustain the decorum of this life. But at the same time, if really a woman feels from the core of her heart that it's time for her, that she would want to shift from her materialistic life to the monastic life, then that also, just by wishing, you cannot get. But one thing is very true, that if something you desire from the core of your heart and it is strongly meant, and your prayers are sincere for that, then you will definitely achieve that. Path would be decided, which monastic order, whether it is Kriya Yoga or it is something else, that would be decided uh, by the God and Gurus. We do not have that in our hands. But if we have that sincere call within us, then definitely that opportunity will come on our way, and then go ahead, accept it. But only thing is, your decision should be well thought of.
And you are a perfect example of that, how God orchestrated you and led
Yeah,
you throughout your lifetime from the very beginning into
yeah.
this order. And that's just astounding and beautiful. And Swamiji, my last question for you is what brings you the deepest joy in your life of service and practice right now?
The deepest joy, I must say, being my own self. At every act that I am doing, I am being my own self. I am not doing it to make anyone happy. I'm not doing it out of any personal wish. I'm not doing it for any gain, or I'm not doing it out for a specific objective. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it as my guru's wish. I'm doing it as God's wish. So I am doing it being myself happily. So that is the greatest joy that I feel, that I have at present. I do not have to deliver targets. I do not have to achieve objectives in life. I have reached a stage of my life wherein I go on addressing things as they come in my life and be at peace, and accept that whatever is coming is given by my Guru. I need to address it and proceed. Even if it is tougher, then too, it is a test which I need to pass to be more matured, to be more capable. And if it is something which is joyful, then that is the happiness which my Guru has given me. I should enjoy it fully. So that is how I am leading my life, and that is the greatest joy of my life, to be my own self.
Beautiful, wise words to live an authentic life in integrity. And you are exemplary in that, Swamiji. And we are so very grateful for this time and for your ability to be transparent and share your journey. This was a lovely glimpse into the blessings and challenges on the monastic path. Your devotion is a true inspiration, reminding us that joy is found in surrender, in love, and service to God and the gurus. Your authentic self came through loud and clear to us. And we pray that your life will continue to be guided by divine grace. And we know that your presence today will encourage all of us as we walk our own paths with greater faith and compassion. So you've really made a beautiful impression, and we bow to you, Swamiji. Thank you, thank you,
I bow
thank
to
you.
you. It's my pleasure. I am again blessed to get this opportunity and talk to you on these lines.
Thank you, thank you,
Jai
thank you.
Jai Guru, Jai
Jai Guru, and to our listeners, our thanks to you as our audience for your interest and your loving support as together we open the world to women of Kriya Yoga. May every breath confirm within you the presence of God. Jai Guru.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. O Divine Mother, you are the Shakti, the power, strength, and ability in all beings, including us. We bow to you again and again with humility and love.
This podcast is brought to you by the Women's Ministry of Kriya Yoga International. You can learn more about the ministry at our website, womensministry@kriya.org. Kriya Yoga is a powerful meditation practice that awakens constant communion with the divine through the science of the breath. Handed down from teacher to student in an unbroken lineage of enlightened masters, it transforms body, mind, and heart, helping us be calmly active and actively calm. Today, this living tradition welcomes seekers everywhere through the guidance of Paramahamsa Pragyanananda, the principal disciple of the great master Paramahamsa Hariharananda. To learn more about Kriya Yoga, please visit kriya.org.